Those of you guys who have a 2025 New Year's resolution to get better with money, I know that it can feel a bit confusing and it can also feel like there's so many different things to do. So, in today's video, I will share 6 money habits that you should try and implement in 2025 to sort of start your financial journey. This video is meant more for beginners, so if you've watched a lot of my videos or you're very well versed with personal finance already, it might be things that you already know. But anyway, let's get to it. So the first habit that you really have to develop to get good with your money is to track your spending. So a disclaimer, I used to do this a lot, but I don't do it anymore. It does sound a bit hypocritical, right? Me telling you guys to do it, but I don't do it myself. But anyway, just hear me out. To me, this is really important for beginners and people who feel like, they are struggling with their spending and they just can't save any money. This is something that I hear a lot. People say, I try to save money, but at the end of every single month, I don't know where all the cash went. I just don't have any more money left. So the only way to know where your money is going and sort of solve this problem is by tracking your spending. There are so many free apps out there, both on the App Store and the Google Play Store. I used to use this app called Money Manager. It's quite simple. All you have to do is whenever you spend on something, just open the app, create a new transaction, I guess that's what it's called, and then just put in the item that you're buying, how much you're paying, as well as what category it's in. And then at the end of every month, you can sort of get an overview of your spending. So you can get, let's say 1,000 ringgit spent on transport, 1,000 ringgit spent on food, etc., etc., etc. So this will really help you understand where your money is going every single month. So back then, when I was doing this, I realized that I did spend quite a bit of money on subscriptions. So things like some gaming subscriptions I had, and then, Spotify, YouTube Premium, all these stuff. And I also realized that, I don't really use a lot of these things. So I decided to cancel it and save some money there. This is going to be really tedious at first. Every time you buy something, you're going to open your phone and put these numbers in an app. It's going to feel very troublesome, but trust me, it will really help you manage your spending. And once you get better of it, once you got a good hang of things, you can just stop if you don't want to anymore, which is why I don't do it anymore. I have a good gauge of where my money is going. Now, if you're someone who is lazy to do these kind of stuff, you don't want to have a budget either, then this next habit will really help you out, and that is to pay yourself first. If there's only one thing that you can get out of this entire video, let's say all the other 5 habits, you just can't do it, then let it be this one. Let this be the one habit that you start implementing in 2025. This is truly the best way for us to save our money, and it's also called the reverse budgeting method. So this is something that I do myself as well. I don't like traditional budgets, all those 50, 30, 20, 1,000 ringgit budget allocated for food, 1,000 ringgit budget allocated for fun. I don't like all of these stuff. I just want to know, how much money do I have to spend in a month, and then I'll just manage it from there. And this method is perfect for that. So if you're someone like me and you want to try out this method as well, this is how you do it. It's extremely simple. Let's say you get your salary on the 28th of every single month. On the 29th, set up an automatic transfer from your salary bank account to another account and save that money. But the ideal target that we want to save every single month is to do 20% of your income. But if that seems too high, then no problem. You can always start smaller. You can always start with 50 ringgit or 100 ringgit a month. Just transfer that to another account and save that money. And then slowly over time, as you get better with managing your money, you can slowly work your way up until you hit that 20% mark. There should be no excuse about you, forgetting to do this. Oops, I accidentally spent all my money. I forgot to do this, pay myself first. Because these days, most banks, they do have a recurring transfer. I think that's what it's called. You can always just set that up one day after your salary date to move it to a different bank account or an investment account. So I know what most people will do is the complete opposite of this. They will pay all their bills first. They will pay for all of their expenses throughout the month first. And then they'll say, at the end of the month, if I have any left over, I will save that money. But trust me, this doesn't work, especially if you're someone who is not disciplined with money. The thing is, if we see extra cash in our bank account, of course we will feel like, I still have some extra cash. I can still go on my shopping spree. I can still buy this, I can still buy that, and I'll be fine because I have enough money. By paying yourself first, by setting aside the savings right after you receive your salary, at least you will know, hey, instead of having 4,000 ringgit a month to spend, now after taking out 20%, I only have 3,200 ringgit left to spend. So you can spend it however you want. It's completely up to you as long as you have enough to, sustain you the entire month. Moving on, the next habit that we want to implement in 2025 is to think before you buy. And we're going to do this by implementing the 30-day rule. So this is extremely simple. If you want to buy something that is not necessary to you, obviously with food you can't do this, but if you want to buy, let's say, a new phone, or you want to go shopping for new clothes or anything like that, wait 30 days, and if you still want it after 30 days, then yeah, go ahead and buy it. So the reason this works is that a lot of the times we tend to buy things impulsively. So we don't actually need this thing, but because it looks cool, we look at it right now, we want to buy it immediately, even though it's most likely useless. So by waiting 30 days, at least we have some time to think about whether we really want or need it. This happens to me a lot, especially with TikTok nowadays. It's extremely dangerous. I mean, 1 minute I'm watching a video about how this one simple device can clean my AirPods, my iPhone, my Apple Watch, and then the next thing I know, I already bought it and it's been delivered to my house. So I literally bought this and never used it even once. And this is not just one example. There are many things that I've bought before and never really used, which, if I used the 30-day rule, I definitely would not have bought it. Now, I know that 30 days can seem a bit long, right? Maybe it doesn't make sense to buy something 20 ringgit and then waiting 30 days to decide. It seems a bit overkill. So I would say even 7 days should be good enough. So if you want something, add it to your cart, and if you still want it next week, then yeah, go ahead and buy it. I think in this scenario, 7 days should be good enough for us to think through whether we actually want it, and if we want it, then yeah, that's fine. Also, I think it will give us a lot more satisfaction when we eventually buy it because there's some built-up anticipation or excitement in buying this thing. We've been waiting a whole week, we've been really disciplined, and we finally decide to buy it. When it eventually comes, it's gonna feel a lot better. Another thing that you could do is to set aside a fun budget every single month. So let's say, you decide that every month, 10% of your salary, you're going to set it aside into a fun budget where you can just spend it however you like. So this way, at least, you can do your impulse shopping, you can buy all the airport cleaners that you want. At least you're not overdoing it. It's limited to 10% of your income. The next habit that I want to talk about is another important one. So if there's one thing that you can take from this video, is to pay yourself first. But if there's two things, then make it this one. So to really build wealth and to get rich in 2025, you will have to invest your money. So this next habit is to automate your investments. So some people will say, I want to invest my money, I watch all your videos, I do want to invest, but I have no idea how to, it's so complicated, I don't know where to start. Let me simplify it for you because these days it's extremely simple. There should really be no excuses. Option 1, if you're a Bumiputra, the obvious place to start is with ASB. So these days you can set up even Auto Labo from your app, maybe their browser, I'm not sure, but their app, you can definitely do it. So yeah, no excuses, just set up Auto Labo every single month, invest that money. Option 2 is for those of you guys who are not Bumiputra, or even if you are Bumiputra, you should consider investing into stocks. There are many options out there, but again, to simplify it for you guys, you should always start with the S&P 500 ETF, which is called VOO. So to invest in this, you will need a broker. I use Moomoo myself. I think it's a very good platform and it's a trustworthy one as well because they are regulated by Securities Commission Malaysia. So they have this product called Regular Savings Plan. All of these guys, they just have fancy names, but it's essentially the same thing. It's an automated investment tool. So all you have to do is create one of these RSPs, input VOO, input how much money you want to invest every single week, every single month, whatever it is, and then decide how often you want to invest. After that, it's all done. Again, you don't have to touch it anymore. It will just regularly invest for you. Now, if that is too complicated for you, you don't want to use a broker to buy things because you don't know how it works, you're intimidated, then option 3 will be perfect, which is ROBOADVISORS, and this is still one of my favorite ways to invest. So in Malaysia, there are many options, but the 3 that I know and use is Versa, Stashaway, Wahid. You can choose any of them, it's completely up to you. Again, this is extremely simple. This way, you don't even need to think about what to invest in because they will do all the investment decisions for you based on your risk profile. So just answer some questions and then they'll create the entire portfolio for you. And again, you can set up auto deposits. So if any of you guys want to sign up for Moomoo, which is a broker, or any of the robo-advisors, you can do so using my link. I'll leave it in the description of this video below. You'll support this channel and you'll also get some nice freebies when you sign up. So managing your spending and saving money is extremely important. It will lay the foundation of your personal finances. But if you really want to get rich in 2025, you will have to invest your money. So for those of you guys who, haven't started out yet, 2025 is a perfect time to do so. Now, the next habit that I'm going to be talking about is moving back to the spending category, which is to consider getting cashback credit cards. So in 2024, I'm pretty sure, I'm actually not pretty sure, I'm 100% sure that I've gotten over 1,000 ringgit in cashback just by using my credit cards. So this mainly comes from my Maybank and RHB credit cards. Usually my Maybank, I will hit the 50 ringgit cap every single month, and then RHB, I'll get slightly more than that, so maybe around 60, 70 ringgit. So that's about 100, 120 ringgit in cashback from these two cards every single month. You guys can see just from this, I get over 1,000 ringgit every single year. Then when I'm overseas, I don't like using my credit cards for some reason. I'm just afraid that, the exchange rates won't be so good. So I use my GX Bank and Touch and Go cards. These two guys are also giving cashback for foreign spend. So whenever I go there, I use these cards and I get cashback as well. Now I know that, maybe my cashback amount is a bit high because my spending is also a bit high. But even if you only spend 1,000 ringgit a month, you could get from some cards 30, 40 ringgit worth of cashback, which is still quite a bit of money. And I know that some of you guys are a bit hesitant to get credit cards because you're afraid that once you get it, you will overspend and then end up not being able to pay off this amount. That is completely understandable. If this is you, then yeah, just stay away from credit cards, it's fine. But for those of you guys who are already good at managing your spending, you already have good self-control, then definitely consider getting a cashback credit card. You can save quite a lot of money every single year, and we're going to be spending anyway, might as well get some rewards back from these banks. So the two main credit cards that I mainly used last year is the Maybank 2 Gold cards as well as the RHB Shell Visa credit card. So these two are my main users, I guess, every single day. And yeah, if you guys want to sign up for these cards, I have the link to their Ringgit Plus application page. I'll leave it down below as well. I also did a video of the top credit cards for 2024. I did that at the start of last year. Maybe it's time for me to update it and do one for 2025. On a similar note of paying for stuff with credit, the final habit that you have to implement in 2025 is to pay for everything in full. First up, credit cards. Yes, I do encourage using them. Like I just said, they are good for their cashback as well. Some of them give some good points as well. But you must pay off your credit card bill in full every single month. You don't want to get sucked into credit card debt because their interest rates are extremely high. It's 18%, and it will really kill your finances if you miss a payment. Now, I know some people will tell you, as long as you pay your minimum payment, you will be fine, but do not pay minimum payment because the rest of it you will have to pay interest on. Every single month, look at your statement balance and pay that in full. So if you're scared of overspending, let's say you got a nice new shiny credit card, you swipe, before you know it, end of the month, you don't have enough money to pay it off, there is a trick. Just pay it off every single week. So you can log into your banking app, look at your outstanding balance and just pay that amount. You don't have to wait for your statement balance to pay this. You can pay it every single week if you wanted to. I know some people even do it every single day, but to me that's a bit overkill. I think every week is fine. At least this way, everything that you spent on for the week, you already paid off. It's already money out of your bank account. It'll make it a lot harder for you to overspend. Then there's this product that's been really growing fast these days, which is Buy Now Pay Later, or BNPL. I have used it myself and I completely understand why people can really get trapped into this and get stuck in a debt cycle. You just buy and buy without thinking too much about it because, hey, you don't have to pay it for it now. You can pay it at the end of the month, or even better, split the payments across 3 or even 6 months. What a great product, right? Everything seems cheap. Everything seems like, instead of 100 ringgit today, it's 30 ringgit today, 30 ringgit next month, 30 ringgit in 2 months' time. This is how people really get trapped. They think everything is cheap. Before you know it, you have huge payments to make, which you can't pay off. I would say that this is even worse than credit cards just because of the fact that, we can split these payments across multiple months. So it seems cheap now, but like I said, before you know it, it can really stack up and it will bite you in the back. So trust me on this, unless you know what you're doing, just stay away from any Buy Now Pay Later products. So these are the 6 money habits that you guys should try and adopt in 2025 to really get you on your way to financial freedom. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys have any other tips or any of the habits that really helped you with your financial journey. Thanks for watching this video to the end, guys. Give me a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.